And it's great when we're just talking like this offline. Nobody knows, and we're just having a good time. And
welcome to RC
who cares if
microphone
they don't
type.
hear what we're talking about? They can just sit there and wait. That's what I think.
They don't want to know about
you made it live.
microphones.
Way to go. No, I'm just messing.
We're getting used to this new time. I got to be honest. I was like, I looked down at my watch and I was like, well, look at the time. It's time for a video podcast or whatever we call these things.
Yes.
Lives. We heard that.
Purple glow. Just
Got
take whatever piece of any random boxes that I have, I just put on the side of this light here to block the.
Look at that gradient back there.
You have a nice one. Ooh. That's nice. Sounds awesome.
Nice.
What's going on, Crawlers and Custom? What's up, man?
We were just talking about our sound. I noticed my sound levels were down a little bit yesterday, our last stream, so had to adjust.
Man, I've had these for a while. I don't tell people about it. It's kind of a secret addiction I've had.
Oh yeah.
But it's becoming a little bit more pronounced because the V2 came out and they sent me one to review. And I never reviewed these ones. I just played with them.
Do you just hate to love it?
Well, I just know that my review would make people mad because I love it.
But you hate
But I don't think it needs to go faster. And my whole thing was like, I got the speed motors. I'm not going to run them until I put them in. And I've been secretly running them. And in the house, you don't need the speed motor. It's already quick enough that you're like, oh, crap, I'm crashing into the counter and I'm going to break something. But no, we were racing them today. We had this is the V2 one. You can't tell the difference. But
one's blue.
Well, it's got the servo horn, but my other one actually had the
one's white and one's blue. There's a difference.
So I must have gotten like the V2 before the V2 was the V2.
Sure.
I got the nicer servo horn on there, the Staver.
Nice.
But this one does allow you to do instant reverse and things like that, which is pretty cool. I don't like it though. Like if you know how to drive, you know how to tap, hit the brake, you get into reverse real quick.
Sure.
Instant reverse is just going to jack you up most of the time because you don't have that like air control. Because anything you do is just going to instant, like your wheels just go the other way, and it's just crazy. So anyway, no, they're cool. Like everybody wants them to go faster, and I'm just like, but do they need to go faster?
Right.
Like they had a backflip, they do. But if you're just racing them, like I kept telling my son today, like half throttle, dude. He's like, I keep crashing, missing the corners. I'm like, I never go over half throttle on the little indoor race courses. And so it's just that matter of like.
Speaking of racing, let's just jump right into it. I want to get back on the. I want to get on the little stuff too because something else came out post my screenshot or my screen thumbnail.
Oh, something associated.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about racing first.
Okay, let's racing.
So we raced the LMTs this last weekend, and I did some Claude stuff too, stock Claude. It was so much fun. ThunderDome RC out way down south. It was like a 2-hour drive for us, but it was a blast. It's like, so speaking of only going half throttle, I went out there, my very first run. I probably haven't driven my LMT in 2 months.
Don't admit
it. Since it snowed. So
you ran him in the snow, I saw.
Yeah.
That was the King Sling.
Yep, we did it. We did them all in the snow, but haven't really driven them since then. And so of course, and in the snow you got the lead foot trigger finger in the snow. So I'm out there and I put 3S in and we're staged up and it's Chicago style and I'm facing the other guy. And then the light drops. I smash the throttle, backflip. Just like full on, like and I was like, ah! So that first one
smash
was
the
like,
throttle on those.
No, so first,
so you guys going around, you're chasing each other basically.
So it's Chicago style. So we started facing each other, went over the jump, and then we started chasing each other. We went to the outside lane and started chasing each other. It was cool. The hills were a little big. Those first starting
I
dirt
saw the
hills.
dirt hills were huge.
Yeah, they were a little big, but it was still a lot of fun. And so, but to that point of having too much power, I ended up on my son's. He was driving the Kingsling, and I put his at 50%, and he was able to go almost full throttle all the way through, and then lift a little bit in the corners. You could hear his throttle control.
Yeah, he's really good, dude. You sent me the video of him running. He's
I
got it
was
down.
surprised. And that's his first time driving that truck with the monster truck tires on it. And he was just like, his first lap, he jumped up and it did one of those
2S
things.
though?
No, I was running 3S on 50.
Okay, at 50%. Okay,
yeah. Well, he did do 75% at first. It was a little too hot for him, and then he was cool, but he actually was like, "Yeah, let's back it down to 50."
And then I can just go full throttle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what he liked is he liked the throttle control at 75, because his first race he jumped and it like kind of started doing this over the jump, and you could hear him blip. He blipped it and leveled it out. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, hooking on that grass, they hooked going around the corner, so it was kind of, you had to finesse it and then pin it going through. The cool thing is this group, they started last year, I think was their first year.
So tell who the group is. It's ThunderDome, you said.
ThunderDome RC, yeah, and they're down south, like south of Olympia, Washington. So it was a 2-hour drive. It was, and and I was telling people, I'm like, that it's a long drive, but if you're doing RC stuff, it's really not that bad. I mean, you're only
to get to an event, it's not 2 hours for a full day event.
Yeah. Well, so there's the thing though. So it went really fast. We were actually done racing in probably an hour and a half.
With qualifying?
No qualifying. So this is what was kind of fun. And what I really liked about it, because we did a lot of rounds. So what we did is,
you did multiple races?
Yeah. So we lined up and it was best of 3 moved on to the next round. So like
so it's almost qualifying because you're going 3 in a row against one person.
Yeah, and you would just switch lanes and
just
then
random.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool.
And it was cool because then you got a lot of runs in, and especially if you went further on.
Especially if you don't have a timing system to really do a qualifying and get like best times, that works.
Right.
I like it.
Yep. And so they're fairly. I mean, I can't speak to what they did last year, but it sounds like there's a lot of cool ideas in the works for what they're doing. And we were there, and then we ended up, after the racing, we ended up setting up just straight up Penda style drags.
Oh, straight drag. Yeah, I love it.
Dude, that was so much
fun, dude. Just all about reaction time.
Yep.
All right. So my son and I, we took these, the Smashers, and we got one of those Traxxas drag systems, the new one.
Oh,
the flashlight system.
Yeah.
And I've got the little remote for it.
That's what they got out there. Just a
way
white light, right?
faster, easier than the other, like the drag tray. I had it, traded it away to somebody. Or I don't remember, gave it. One of my buddies in Virginia has it. Every time I went to run it, pain in the butt. Hour of like trying to figure out how to set it up again.
Sure.
With the phone or with the controller, never was easy. This thing, you just pull it out, flip the on switch. You can either just tap the button on the top and step back, and it starts flashing, and that's like your 10-second staging. And then once you're staged, it stays yellow. And then anytime within like 3 seconds, it'll turn white. You don't know. It's randomized.
Oh, so it has a trap? It actually stages?
No. But
you just have the
time to get staged. All right,
gotcha.
you hit the button, then you got that much time to get your truck set up. And then once they're set, whatever, then you wait for the solid yellow. Then after it goes solid yellow, it can go white at any time.
Oh, so that's cool.
It's just flashlight style. Like there's no like timing the system. It's just wait for the white and go. And so we were doing that upstairs in the living room or the dining room, but kind of in the middle between the living room, dining room, kitchen, kind of like this little entryway area off the back of the house. We were running the blue and the white of these, and we were just doing that. And we had a circle set up where you start and finish on the same one, right? So you go around and go all the way around again till you hit your jump that you started on as a finish.
Yep.
So it's not as like if you only went to the other jump and out, like that's much more. Wait.
You have to do a full lap.
Yeah, do the full lap. That way everybody
Yeah.
has, even though if one is short or one is long, it doesn't matter because
Right.
you're both doing both straightaways. So
Right.
yeah, so that's all we did, and it was equal that way, and it was a lot of fun. And that's where I feel like the stock motor is fine, like
Yeah.
because it was small area. It was 4x8. Like if you're doing 4x8, stock motor is quick. My son's like, it can't turn in this amount of space. It's too. Like, dude, you can't go full throttle. Like you have to race within the space you've got.
You gotta get outside and come inside. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, let's hit some of these comments. There's a bunch.
That's awesome.
The Shop Mini RC's in here. Said he just got his wisdom teeth pulled 6 hours ago.
Oh,
ouch! Either he's in pain or he's feeling really good right now.
Yeah, he's gonna laugh
we'll
real
be in
hard
the pain
tonight.
later.
Yeah.
Our see you next Tuesday. What's up, Tanker T68? Bunch of guys in here. David Ferris. Yeah, it's no longer the Max Smasher. I kind of mentioned in my unboxing video. Notice there's kind of like this white space here in front of the Smasher name. There's something
Photoshop
missing over here, but they added a V2 over here, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. That's funny. Turn the layer off.
Yeah, so I got this one. I had to wait forever, and that's part of the reason I didn't do a video on it. Was there were so many by the time I got it, because I was waiting for the local shops to get it because they'd ordered them, and they took the bummer is they took forever to ship it to our local shop. Forever.
That sucks.
And so I picked up one from them.
How are the shocks on it? Is it bouncy
springy,
or is it
springy as all get up, but it's totally fine when you're actually running it and driving it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna race it, you'd wanna they have O-rings you can put in. It comes with the O-rings, so you can
slow it down. Yeah.
Well, you can oil them then.
Nice.
Yeah, you can fill them if you put the O-rings on.
Yep.
And they give you like plastic gear so you can lock the diffs for crawling. And I'm like, why would anybody buy this and then think to turn it to a crawler? Like, just get the FCX 24.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you wanted to, you could turn it into a crawler. But no, they're awesome. We got 3 of them now. Because of this one, I don't think anybody knows I had any of them because we're just now doing videos on them. I got called out by Josh to do the moonwalk challenge.
Oh yeah.
But I have these. So this is the V2 one down here. I have this in a V1, and then we have this in a V1.5 with the updated. But I don't have any of them that have the original controller in them, which was like a point of contention, I guess, for some people. There's been so many. So that's the weird thing is like the iterations of them that have come out has kind of been weird. Like to know what the changes are. Like you saw videos that people posted, then we all ordered them, and they came with different controllers and different electronics than what was shown in the videos.
Weird.
Yeah, super weird releases on them. But the V2 hopefully will stay like they've been shown now as V2.
Sure.
Because they're pretty cool. But somebody else said
Volgear mentioned the 12 scale.
Volgear's here. I forgot to say he's here.
Yep. He just mentioned the 12 scale. So on many
12 scale team associated. Yes.
Yes. So that is interesting. And
very interesting.
Came out of the blue. I don't have a ton of details on it yet. I don't know if it's locked or open diffs. I think they're locked because I think what it is I think it
looks like it's a crawler.
CR12.
Tires.
Yeah, I think
on it.
Yep, I think it's a CR12 with the monster truck tires on it. But they have, not that I know, I don't know if it would be too slow or too fast with a stock brushed motor. But
open diff. Volgear says.
Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. So
I do remember seeing that in one of the comments. People were talking about that on Instagram.
So the other thing is that they make a motor for the 14B and T and the reflex buggies.
Get right in it.
It'll drop right in. It's brushless. Yeah.
Yep.
So
how fast is the brush motor? Have we seen run footage of it yet? Has anybody seen? Do they have a run video of it?
I don't think anyone has it yet. It was a
Did they do their own run video of it? I've only seen pictures.
no. It's a bizarre
release.
drop. Yeah, it was a bizarre drop. It shocked me. I knew nothing about it, like absolutely zero. And I was like, what's this? This is new. Like, and this is a monster truck. But yeah, no, so
Thank you, Green Frog.
I didn't know anything about it. So we'll see.
Interesting.
But yeah, so I'm interested to see some of the videos. I was just looking on YouTube to see if anything is dropped, but I haven't seen anything. But yeah, so one guy mentioned, actually the guy that runs the ThunderDome RC, he was like, get a leaf spring conversion kit on that and run it as retro. And I was like, ooh, that would be kind of fun, actually, because it looks like
a leaf spring conversion for the CR12.
Do they?
Do they? That's what I'm asking. Does somebody
I don't know.
one? Okay.
I know of a company that makes leaf spring conversions for other RCs. So
Diaz,
Scale Metal Supplies.
Oh, he does too.
Yeah, he makes purchase for like what are the AR-44s, the axial. Yeah. So I don't think it'd be too hard to figure out what the bolt pattern is and make it all leafy and stuff, which would be pretty cool. I mean, that seems like it'd be a pretty cool platform to play around with. 12 scale, I don't know. I've never actually held on to one of the CR12s, so I don't know how big they are.
They're not very big. I mean, 12 scale, think of a Barrage.
Is that what I thought? Those were like 16 scales.
The Barrage, the original Barrage was 12.
Okay. Yeah, so that might be like a really good size for our RC monster.
It's almost the size of probably the Sen Racing ones.
Okay.
That's my guess, which I just had out the other day. RC Jeep guy says nice UDR. Spelled it wrong, but
we get it. It's pretty sweet.
Customs. I saw you cheated on the thing. We never saw you get it into the mode of the moonwalk. It was just like in moonwalk mode, then in moonwalk mode. But it was still really trick. It was still really cool looking. Donald Reimer, you're not at the end. We just started.
Yes, sir.
Killer RC Performance. How was the Monster Truck event? Wish I would have made it out there.
It was a lot of fun. We had a blast. So we're getting back to that. We did like Penda drags, and then we did the old school. I don't remember what style it is. It's like Detroit style where you do the one hump and then you go out and then do another jump kind of a thing. Not quite Penda because it was a bigger hump, but we did that with the LMTs, and man, we had some moon shots. Like there's a couple times where I caught the backside, just greased it perfectly of the first jump, and then just like, when you land and oh, I'm going straight, like I'm not crooked or anything, and you can just pin it.
Just pin it, yeah.
Oh, dude, there's a couple where I just greased it perfectly and just.
You guys had landings?
Huh?
You had landings for your jumps?
Well, it was, if you timed it just right, those big dirt mounds that were in front, you could just go up and come back down, and then
on the back side of it.
Yeah. If you hit it just right, man, I pinned it a couple times, and I seriously shot 10, 15 feet off the second one, just probably 4 feet, 5 feet in the air. It was pretty cool. It was awesome.
We always just did like flat landing, man. You were never landing on the jump. It was, you were gone. It was all flat. It's like monster trucks, man. They're almost always flat landing, except the past 2 years, man. The way they've been setting stuff up, they've been greasing those pods like nobody's business. So cool.
Yep. Yeah.
Probably saves them a lot on parts and impacts. But yeah. I'm hoping, like, I think Weston's in town this weekend.
Yeah.
For Monster Jam in Grand Rapids. So we talked about hooking up and running some tiny trucks, but we'll see what happens. I just reached out to him, so I should have my phone out. Actually, I texted him earlier today. Once I realized it's this weekend, it jumped on me so fast.
I'm in the same boat. We're supposed to be at where are we supposed to be? Our Monster Jam comes the first week of April here, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Thank you, David Ferris. He's saying to go over to my feed and give me some likes as well. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Definitely do it.
Eddie says the clickbait worked. I came over to hear about some BBs. Did you see my description?
No.
Oh,
dude, I've been running. Like, we went to a baseball game this afternoon, and then, yeah, I've been running.
So my description, what was it? Let's see. Can I see the description under the live chat?
Wait, what's Bill Gear? He says he's taking vacation in Michigan next week.
Ooh, there you go.
Where are you going to be at, Bull Gear? Message me, man.
So the title or the description of the title of the show was 2 men enter, one leaves with BBs to the baby maker.
I got out last time without any BBs to the baby maker.
Yep. 2 men enter. Yeah.
Oh, baddest G. I just saw him up at Reaction RC on last Thursday, and he was saying how they like the diff covers. And I told him, dude, I think I have 2 left now after he ordered them. 2 or 3.
Wow.
Very short. Everything's been on reorder, man. Like, stuff's been flying off the shelves like crazy.
That's good.
And so I have like so many things in. I've got new things in that people don't even know about that I'm testing. All the new things I order in small quantities, because if they're junk, I just don't even. They go to the trash bin.
Yeah.
However, certain things I've been bid on where I've already had them and I reorder from the same company and they're not right the second time. I've had that happen twice. And then I find out from somebody, and I had no reason to expect them to not be the exact same thing I had made before. Anyway, machining woes. But yeah, I've got some new things like metal internal gears for transmissions. I have 2 different options from like a solid piece that are cut. Those would be like for the pulling trucks. And there's less parts in it, but it's the actual 2 gears that go in the transmission and the shaft. So that's all one piece, and then the other one is all one piece. They don't you don't take the gears off, but it's solid metal steel.
Oh,
and
wow.
Then so those are legit. And then I've got another one where it's more like the stock ones where the gears slide off the posts and all that. And it also comes with a spur gear and the pinion for your motor, so it's like a full kit of them.
That's cool.
So there's 2 different versions of those. They're both the same price, but that's because the one is just a better. The two gears that are solid piece are like they're going to take a beating. So
for sure.
But yeah, just stuff like that, and then we're just waiting on some other stuff I had designed to be made, lipo bags and some other stuff that.
Ooh, that's cool.
Or stuff that I use. Like I said, it's everything that I use. That's what I get, and then we're working on our own stuff. Like I told you, we've been working on. Well, you have some. I sent you some of the pine trees. Which we might rename them. Did I send them to you? Did they not arrive?
I haven't checked my mail last 2 days, so maybe you did. Sorry. I didn't know they were coming. I would have been running to the mailbox. I would have been like some fat man running.
Well, we're about to release those for a limited run on the first batch of them.
Yep.
But I'm on like version 5 of them that I've been running for a couple weeks now that I really like. But it's always when you get them out to, whatever the 20 people are or 40 people will do. We have some locally out already.
Nice.
And we'll do a first run because people keep asking for them. So we're going to do a run, but then kind of wait for some feedback.
Yeah, that's cool.
Not that I care too much because I'm literally building them for myself.
Right,
and then people want them. And I've kind of got them where I really like them with the 2 tires that I run. So, yeah. We're not chasing after the like multi-tire and everything for everyone. We're literally going just like everything else I do. If I run it and will stand behind it, then I'll do it. But
that tire needs all the help it can get too.
Dude, it's so rad with these inserts in them. So yeah. But I actually have them here. The first run. Oh.
Whoa.
The box just
Jeff Makovich
integrated in my hand.
Look at that. Nice.
Now
Jeff Makovich says, I resemble that remark of the day of the fat man running to the mailbox to get his CCXRC order.
So I've been printing these nonstop for about a week in order to have some to sell online.
Nice.
Because it's not a fast process by any stretch of the imagination. And I wanted locally people to have them first. And so I got Jeff hooked up with some and still will hook him up with a lot of what I've been making. But some of them will be available Thursday night. And the other thing that I'm waiting on, the reason the drop is Thursday night, is they all come with Royal Pine air fresheners attached to them. So you get an air freshener for your car that smells.
I like how you had
royal.
the candle with the thing, like you're like doing the what's it called when they go through a house with the scent to like scare away the spirits. You're like doing
yes. So what I was doing was I was melting away the tiny strands. So I've got I've got the digits down. And that's another thing I've been working on for a week and a half, 2 weeks, is getting the numbers right for retraction and all this crap that you have to deal with TPU, especially when you're printing multiples on a sheet like this.
Yeah.
And I've got it to where like there's almost none, but it's just the lightest little bit of hairs here and there. And so I just run them over a lighter, but I was running out of like the lighter is like gets hot and then you're like, ow, like trying to light it. So I started doing candles. And so I bought this my wife told me it was a terrible investment because these soy candles burn down way faster. But it was like for men. It was like juniper and pine for men. And I was like,
you're such a hipster.
It was on Amazon when I was ordering shipping stuff. I'm like, hey, I'll get a juniper and pine candle and we'll use that. And we'll kind of just take it's real quick because they're such fine, like little pieces. You just kind of go like this and they're gone. Anyway,
you wear a flannel shirt while you do it.
Now you guys know what I've been doing for the past month and a half. I've been a hermit in my house in the winter here.
You probably wear a flannel shirt and have your gravity-fed coffee maker, and you're like,
no, I Keurig it because my kids drink all the other coffee out of the thing.
That's funny. So I saw your video. They're saying,
the BB maker.
Yes.
Kevin's flooded shop.
Some kind of clickbait. Eddie says,
Kevin Hetmansky? Who's Kevin?
Probably Talbot.
Really?
I don't know. It said it was clickbait, so it's probably not really flooded.
Oh.
You probably just fell into that clickbait that window. Eddie says he never went down the monster truck. Oh, it just jumped. Thanks a lot, guys. Keep talking. Never went down the monster truck road very far, but I do like camouflage and drinking burr. Yes, sir. Dude, the monster truck thing was a lot of fun. So I have
really quick. Monster truck reminded me.
Yes.
I thought it might happen because the communication. I think I told you that reality show we're filming in Texas just washed up, dude. Like the guy moved on. Like he was supposed to be a Netflix thing. Then he was going to do something else on his own.
And so now he's going to do a monster truck show?
I don't know what he's going to do. No, but it was going to be when the No Limit RC show is in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
So I might be free now to go to Carolina on my anniversary again.
On your anniversary.
That was the hardest part about the whole event. Every single year is on our anniversary.
So now your wife's going to be like,
toy truck, hanging out with dudes.
Now you don't have to work. Now you can. Yeah. So it was funny. So to that point, the Sunday night I got back and I was uploading everything to the laptop. Didn't really get a chance to do any editing, just uploading it to the laptop. And you know, sometimes how you just scrub through just to see, just for fun. And I was like, I stopped for a second and I go, man, we are some serious dorks out there.
Dude, you need to get a TikTok just for it and hold the video in like the most unflattering way for filming, like where it's just a wide shot, and people go nuts with that stuff, dude.
Oh man! And my wife looked over and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are dorks," and I was like, "Sausage fest."
Total sausage fest. This has been cracking me up, dude. I mean, I don't know why, but it's making me just like I'm tracking this now because it's so insane. FMS Max Smasher truck racing video at USTE. 7,800,000 views.
Is that on Instagram?
12 seconds on Instagram, dude.
Seriously?
Yeah, and so it's the most. It's just like beep, and then they go like, and they go around in a loop, and then everyone's like, "Oh, the white truck had it all jacked up because the bottom lane has way more turning." I'm like, "Do you guys get perspective? Like,
7?
they're the same. Like,
Wow.
it looks like there's less gap in the rear, but it's perspective."
Yeah.
Whatever, like, but it was so funny. Like, there's so many people arguing about like, oh, like they were at a disadvantage, and
that is.
But so yeah, and then a lot of the comments are like a bunch of dudes standing around a kid's play, like they took over the child's sandbox.
Yeah.
They took over the sandbox and they're playing with toy truck. There's no kids around. It's just like kids around are playing Nintendo in the front, like the front of the video
on their iPads. Yeah,
so funny, dude. Like.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Eddie's RC. What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, we got some different SCX 24 gears coming. We should talk about it too, because we are going to be doing a comp at Horizon RC Fest for people that want to know. That's happening, awesome. As well as Axial Fest Badlands. So both of those events in June are going to keep, which is also why I'm glad that thing bailed. Like, it's going to give me time to prep. So I've talked to my buddy Rick, who has the trailer, and he's got the date on the calendar to bring down his portable SCX 24 course.
Nice.
Set it up there, so it's already ready to go with clay and awesomeness.
My wife was like, she goes, I just kind of sprung some ideas for summer vacations, and she goes, well, there's a cruise in the last day of school to Alaska. And I was like,
bail.
Yeah. I was like, well, there's also Axial Fest Badlands. She goes, you'd rather go to an RC thing over a cruise? I was like, like,
dude, if you've ever been on a cruise, yeah.
So here's a little. Okay, so
we can bring the unlimited food if she wants to Badlands.
I love cruising. I love it.
Do you really?
I love it. You don't want to know how many cruises we've been on.
Oh, I do actually want to know now.
This
could jeopardize our friendship right here, my friend.
It is.
I'm not going to call you friend at this point. You're going to have to earn back our friendship after this point. In
the double digits, we are 5-star Mariner status in our cruising. Full disclosure, we had family that worked in the cruise line industry, and we did as well for a certain little time.
You worked on the cruise industry?
I was in, what was my title? It was a summer or something like that I came back to work.
You spent a summer on a cruise ship?
No, I was at the home office in procurement. Okay. I was just pushing paper.
Procurement, okay.
Yeah, I was just pushing paper.
You earned some friendship back there.
It was a summer gig from college, but my wife's dad has retired from working there for over 30 years.
We talked about this. That's right.
Yeah, so they got at least one every year.
But you get like the Alaska cruises, yeah? Or do you go to the Caribbean?
I actually have never done Alaska, but I've done a lot of South America and Caribbean and that kind of stuff. But my wife's done.
How many times do you get to the port and they're like, oh, it's a day at sea, can't get into the port?
Oh, never. I've been.
Really?
Yeah. So
our only cruise, they're like, hey, we've been cruising for 3 days. We can't get into the port. So you get a bonus day at sea. We're like,
really?
Cool.
Oh, yeah. No, I've actually had it where it was the other way around, where it was cruising to Cuba
you can't leave the port, like you're stuck there on the island.
It was pretty rad. So cruising to Cuba was only open for 1 or 2 days, or 1 or 2, like a year. I think it was only open.
I'm calling you Skipper from now on.
Yeah.
I'm with Jeff. All right, Skipper, tell us. I call Guru RC now is lefty to me. I found out he was left-handed. He's straight up lefty. That's all I call him.
Nice. Yeah. So we pulled into Cuba, and you could only cruise into Cuba for like a year or something like that. And then, like, it was only open for that long.
Where into
And then
Cuba? The main.
Havana.
Oh
So,
man, that's amazing.
so we went to Havana, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, your next one, which was on the other side of the island, you couldn't get into it." So we spent 2 nights in Havana, and
Yeah,
I
and I
was
know where
like,
the cruise ship port is there. It's awesome.
"Yeah, it's like
Right
right in the heart."
downtown. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's right next to that brewery that's on the corner there.
it was so rad, dude. It was so rad. So we had an extra day to go out and do excursion. Like, it was legit. And that cruise, that was actually a really fun one because we started in Boston and went all the way down to Jamaica. That was a fun one. We've done the Panama Canal and stuff like that, so it's been pretty cool.
Wow.
But I digress. Yes.
I've been to Cuba a couple times. I love it, but
Cuba was pretty
we
rad.
flew in and hung out for weeks. It was awesome. But
wow, that's cool.
in Havana, it's amazing.
It's beautiful.
So beautiful.
But then if you go,
super cool.
yeah,
Don't
they
know about
are.
the government so much, but
yeah, that's the hard thing, is it's very a facade based kind of climate where you go in, and like half a mile in, it's still pretty, and then you get that 2 steps past the half mile, and you're like, this is what Cuba's really like.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it is. But then, like, so the hardest part is like the shopping, like the housing and stuff like that. Most of it was better than like the slums in other countries you'd go to. Where
Oh, 100%.
There was like a poverty line that was above, but there was nobody that was like, there wasn't that entrepreneurship. There was just kind of like this grind. And but you'd go to a coffee shop and they had no coffee. It's like,
right. Yep.
You want a Red Bull? That'll work. Red Bull it up, baby.
Sold. Yeah.
Yep. Whatever for caffeine. But yeah. All right. We're off topic.
Yeah.
Monster trucks are awesome. You had a great time.
How'd you do? First time monster truck racing.
How'd you do?
I didn't win. So that's kind of all that matters. No, just kidding. No, I
How'd your son do? That's what really matters.
He made it to quarters, I think.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I think I made it to semis. He got 2 rounds in. I got 3. He took out an adult. He raced a kid at first, got past the kid, took out an adult, and then lost his last one, I think. So it was pretty cool. The adult came back as fast loser. Actually, that's right. I think my son beat the adult and then came back as fast loser, or just like random draw fast loser, and then beat me and then made it to the finals. I was like, curses. So no, we did.
I think I took an RC with me to Cuba or not. I think I took an STX 24 with me.
That's funny. So the thing of it that was cool is that it was our very first experience actually racing monster trucks. We've done it in our backyard. We've done the freestyle stuff, but we've never done like get up and run against someone else. And it was a lot of fun. I see a lot of potential for the other track setups to do it. And like there was...
What's cool about it when they do it in places like that is they can change it. It's not the 100%. Same track every time you come.
And that's so they locked
about monster truck racing.
Yeah. So they locked in that area, that park that they're at.
Okay.
And it's someone's property that they're turning into a park. So there's like a short course track and like a bash park kind of a thing. And I think there's a lot of cool potential for doing some fun stuff there. I mean, there's things like I would have done differently, but to respect the people that are putting it on, it's like, I don't want to be like, well, I would do this or I would do that, because I'm not the one putting it on. They are. But like the jumps, that big, what's it called? The big 2 rollers that you saw, like I probably would have widened them out, like distance, like meaning the jump had
so close to each other,
not so peaked. Like if they were like this, so that you could actually grease it, and then I would shorten them. You know what I mean? So it's like little, because we
never really did that kind of thing. We just did even the black plastic ramps because you can move them so easily, and all you're looking for is a little kick to get you in the air, and then
right.
And they allowed you to set up any kind of track you wanted.
Yep. Well, he had man-made jumps too.
Okay.
that's what the second jump was. Like you went over
I
the
saw
first
the
one.
wood ones that you
Yeah.
had too, little kicks. Yeah.
Yep.
Those
So,
things will mess you up if you hit them wrong and kick your
oh
back
yeah.
end up. Oh my
Oh yeah.
gosh.
Yep. So that was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Like I really enjoyed it. And I think that I would have liked, people started bailing after the first round, like not after the first round, but like after the first, it only lasted an hour and a half, but then we started playing, like just setting up different ways to do it and just racing kind of heads up just for fun. That was a blast. That's when we
Yeah.
started having a lot of fun. Cause then we brought out the
You just want to
Clodbusters.
hang out. Yeah.
Dude,
Clodbusters. So you
he
don't have
has,
retro racing there. That was just something you guys did for fun after.
there was one that he had one and I had one. And then we went out and started racing them. And it was so much fun.
You need to do, it's the best class.
Dude, it was
it's the
so
most
much
fun.
fun. He had a really cool setup. So he had a 10-2 chassis with a tube cage built off the chassis and the Clod links and two axles mounted to the chassis. And that was his.
Oh, that's cool.
It was rad. Yeah, the
Now,
pictures were awesome.
So my biggest thing about retro is, well, it's getting crazier and crazier, just like any racing. And that's where you're like, do you rule it to death or what do you do with it, right?
Mm.
So they're now allowing the Leafs chassis, Leaf chassis, Leaf sprung, and but they're running like the SX10 transmissions and all that, and you can gear those to the moon, like.
Yeah, and see, to me, I think retro should just
make
be
them way faster, which is okay with me, but like you need to find out. So what I like what Trigger King does is they do a max speed. You can't go faster than 10 miles per hour or something like that. And they speed gun them to make sure that the trucks aren't faster, so that they all have like a max limit. So you may have different suspension, you may whatever, but you're not going to get an advantage because you can like gear yours to the moon, right?
Yeah.
Which I like. There's a part of me though that says, okay, you can change suspension, but like that Clodbuster, even we were changing gears on them because I'd race with other places. And you'd buy like the aftermarket mounts so you could change your pinion on them. But I'm like, man, this should have been limited to stock pinion, stock motor, whatever. Like,
yeah, and
they limit the motors, but I just pinioned mine up to like. I dremeled so much crap out of that thing. Like
you're like to the moon,
dude. Like you can hardly screw it together anymore. It's like wanting to fall apart. But
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so then it's like it's not fun anymore. Like the best part is the bouncy, like slow. You hit something, your front end jacks up to the sky from the. Yeah.
So here's one thing that I think that you would have good insight on, and I told him I'd ask you about it, or just intel on how he can keep it kind of going. They were talking about doing a 2-2 class with SMT 10s. Because so their
SMT 10s are gone. I wouldn't do it. But I just want to say bowl gear, this would fit in Cuba. He mentioned it. At home, dude. Yep. All the big trucks, especially like the dump trucks and like the massive trucks were all my favorite part of Cuba.
Yep.
I could go back every year and still just be in love with it as much.
We hired a car and got to drive around in convertibles and drive around.
We did too. We did a video on a cab driver there. It was the most fun video one of the most fun videos I've ever made.
We had a blast because like I'm a car guy. I speak the language. My in-laws came with us, so we hired 2 cars, and I was just like, telling them to take me where to go and all that kind of stuff. And it was that was a blast. But
dude, we rented 2, so we could trail the guy that we were filming.
Yeah,
and so I'm up with the guy. No, I'm in the back, and no, I'm up in the front. I'm up in the front with the guy that we're filming, and then I would duck down in the seat so they could get like trail footage from the back car.
Yeah. Did he have one of those horns that had the keys on it?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That is what. Yeah,
those things are legit, but they're not stock at all. Like they're all diesels and like they're all
mutts.
Russian parts and like.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we're in a 57 Chevy, the one I was in,
Yeah.
trailing this dude. No, we were the trailing car because my buddy was up front and he lost his hat. And we were trying to get it. Like he was up there like filming and his hat went flying off when we caught one, like running along the ocean there, dude. Like the scene, it's so beautiful at sunset and sunrise. Anyway,
so
racing,
classes.
back to the SMT10. I would rule the SMT10s out for the most part as any stock class because they're gone. They don't make them anymore.
So he was
you can't even hardly buy the axles for them anymore because there's no wraiths. Dude, look for them.
I found them. I can get them.
They're not that easy to find.
What?
Although they're so hard to find, you guys. You can never find one. They're like worth $1,000 if you can get one new in box.
You're like,
I forgot I have a new in box SMT10 up in my office.
A bomber.
If anybody's interested.
Yeah. And a bomber with the same axles.
And I have a bomber for sale. The bomber's cheap. The SMT10 though is mint. It's sitting right next to a new in box UMG kit.
Wow.
With scalar fab bumpers and sliders.
David Ferris says AR60s aren't hard to find. Or VP AR60s.
Yes, they're hard to find.
I don't have a problem finding
AR60. Yeah, if you get the VP ones, if you want.
I haven't had a hard. I mean, you could buy the axle housings off Amazon, still there.
Internals.
Off eBay. Internals are easy.
We're doing it right now.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
I'm putting a new screen up.
Go for it.
Share screen.
So here's what he's doing.
I want to know this. I want to do a poll because we're going to be doing these, and you can chime in on this. Where the crap is that?
Okay, hold on. Let's hold off on your poll for a second. So what he's doing. I
want to mention it, so we'll come back to it because I want to know timed or score how people would want to be judged at something like Badlands.
Oh,
because of that happening. I need to start thinking through it so I can present it to them. Yep. I am all for lowest score with time being a tiebreaker.
Yep. That's how a lot of them.
But having like a limit to time, like you have to finish in 8 minutes or 6 minutes or whatever. It's going to depend on entries and all that, or what we perceive to be entries based on how big we make the course and all that. Anyway, timed as just like fastest person to make it through it. If you hit a gate, it's plus 30 seconds or whatever, but fastest time, or where you actually count points for reverses and gates and all that kind of stuff, and time being the secondary factor. Do you prefer? I prefer a driver's course, like slow, like try and do it right. Some people like to go fast, but I'm just curious. What
AR60 front axle set?
I'm looking right now.
Full set.
Just
Tower
eBay.
Hobby.
You want me to eBay it?
Tower Hobby, $84. Full axle set. eBay. There.
All right.
Amen.
There's a bunch of knockoffs. Okay, Tower Hobbies has it.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of knockoffs.
I find them when I needed them for my.
I have no idea. Like they're not hard to find.
They were hard to find for a while.
They are not.
And they're just going to get harder to find because they're not making
during the pandemic when everything was hard to get anyway, probably. But yeah, they're everywhere. Wrong. Just saying.
So here we go. Whatever you do, simple class rules. All right.
Okay.
So
hold on.
So you're right. You're right about this. Okay. Let's talk about your monster truck rules because your rules come first.
Well, okay. So here's what he's doing. He's doing L&T class.
Okay.
2 and 3S, pretty much open. And what I noticed is it doesn't matter how fast you are. It's how you can control your truck when it comes to this kind of racing, because it wasn't a really long open track. Like,
yeah, it's not about speed. It's not about power.
Yeah, so it's a lot about finesse. The other thing is, it's funny. Black Market said, "This new time is killing me."
Yeah, because
different.
it starts way earlier for them, right? He's like
Yeah.
just
Well, it's 6
he's
o'clock.
barely
Yeah.
he's his steak is still like mid throat right now. He's like, I'm just finishing dinner.
It's not even. That's dinner time for me. Typically, I have dinner at 6
Yeah.
o'clock every night. So
I don't know. I was trying to say choking and a bunch of things at the same time, but
so he's got that class, and then he was talking about doing an SMT 2.6 class or a retro class.
why 2.6? Why not 2.2? If you've already got LMT, why not do a small wheel class?
I could maybe he did say 2.2, but he was talking about doing a 2.2 class.
So we do Pro Mod, right? That's the 2.6s. And then we do 2.2. And that allows everybody that's running a 2.6 to also find a way to convert down to 2.2 and race again with their truck.
Right.
Or you can have a whole different setup truck on 2.2s, which is what I typically did. I had too many trucks that I knew to know what to do with.
Yeah. But so that's what we would do right now is I would run LMT class. I would have to buy 2.2s.
2.2s would be really hard to put on an LMT though.
No. I know. He's not talking about doing that LMT. He's just talking about doing that to a SMT.
Yeah. So you can do SMT 10, but you've got your 2.2s in your, what were those tires you used to love?
Munitions.
Those are 2.2s.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
So I would run those, and I would run the LMT class, and then if he had a retro, which it doesn't sound like there's a lot of traction yet, but us being out there, I think people are going to see it and be like, "Oh, that's a lot of fun." But the quads were so much fun, man. They were so much fun. Yeah. All stock that way, stock motor, stock ESC, all that kind of thing. I thought he was going to smoke me because he had the new Clodbuster 880 Hobby Wing, the new ones that come with that, and I had the old Tamiya ESC, and mine was still pretty fast. Like it kept up with it. So
yeah,
because I thought it had higher amperage.
Bull Gear says RC monster truck should have Blackwell axle, so they're scale. Those are kind of like retro scale.
Yeah. Pretty massive.
Well, I mean, just the look of them, like the rounded part,
it's
pretty old school. The new ones are very close to the LMT axles, honestly, or the metal ones that are being made
by Brass Ring
Fab.
Dude. Yeah, dude, those are sick.
Dude. Let's see if we can just. They were just at.
He's on Instagram.
Let's see if I can look it up by axles.
Yeah,
these right here.
Sick. Oh my.
Those right there.
Yeah. Those are super beefy, man.
So beef. And they're LMT internals, which are as indestructible as you can pretty much get for a diff and axle set, like drive shaft. If you've broken a drive shaft on an LMT, like the actual internals, you're doing something wrong. Like you should get out of the game. It's not meant for you. I don't know why you're even driving these toy cars because
just holding that throttle and pinning it. Yeah, no,
but his stuff is insane, dude. From his chassis,
nice.
But those I've seen those in person, and they are the next level.
One of these days, I'm going to have to make an actual. I was going to do that with the black market. Sorry, black market. That's what I traded for my UDR.
Ooh.
But it's because it was for the bigger cause. He was trying to do the 2.2 SMTs, and he wanted to get a few of them to let people run. So I was like, okay.
The brass ring axles are not cheap, but they're all handmade and they're totally worth it. They should be. I would pay, and I'm stupid. I would pay $500 for a set of them.
Oh, he's got way more than that into it.
Just the axles?
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
I meant per axle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much they cost. I don't, but I know as a fabricator, there's no way I could make money selling them for less than $1,200 a set. No way. Because
that's one,
all the engineering to get to that point. And number two, like the fab time, it's gotta
pay $1,200 for them though.
The fab time has got to be easily.
I would pay $800 for him.
If he got to sit down and run them and do it, I think he could probably crank it out in 3 days, maybe 2 days. No, for a set. 2 to 3 days for a set.
But what if you were to just like machine them out where you do a bunch of them? You have it cut and you just sit there.
That's not how he makes them though. Well, even so, like even if they are prefab,
you got to pay to have them cut. Then, yeah,
and then you got to weld them all up and it's grind them down. Like it's gonna take.
Okay,
I think they're worth that. I mean, they're quality crap.
How much are they going for?
I don't know.
People have them.
I have no idea. But
black market, do you know what those go for? Because his chassis don't even go for that much, dude. They're like $1,200 for the chassis, right?
I have no idea. He's saying they're about the same as Trios in cost. If he's selling them for Trio cost, that's bananas. Because if he's selling them at the same cost as Trio,
I'm guessing he has them cut and he just sits there and just does them all in. But still,
it's a lot of skill.
For Trio cost is too cheap. It should be because it's custom. It needs to be. It should be above. It should be if Trio's selling for $300, it should be at least $400 to $500.
Yeah. Because they're custom. Yeah, and they look better. I mean, I think they look better. I like the look of that. I mean, I like the Trio look of them. There is some really nice rigs out there, all trilled out and stuff, or Vitavond out, or whatever they were. I don't know. But they look pretty nice. Yeah, they look really nice out there.
I like the Vitavon specifically for the way that the diff mounts into the axle. I found the Trio to be a bit of a beast to get it 450 raw, 550 Cerakote.
Is that for a set? Because that is
him black market. Can you, if you're talking with him right now, tell him Tony wants a black Cerakoted set right now. And I'll PayPal him after the show.
Yeah.
He says stand by.
We're selling him his selling his stuff.
And if you guys want one, let Black Market know and get on the list. I mean, these things they're
sweet, dude. Look at that. And just so he knows, from one fabricator to another.
Look at the chassis, though, right?
He should charge more.
Isn't that the most scale thing you've ever seen?
Yeah.
It's so freaking rad.
Yep. I want to do one of these days, but there's so many people doing it. So good.
He's even got the scale shocks on there, man.
I want to know how he feels about those shocks. I want to know how he feels about them. I've heard conflicting statements about those shocks.
Well, they're for looks. I wouldn't put squat in them. I'd let the other shocks do the work.
Yeah.
But they look rad.
Yeah, I love his trucks. He's saying per pair
for a set.
He needs to charge more from one fabricator to another.
He says, stand by.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me to put it on the list.
I know. If I knew it was like that, I would have done. I wouldn't have put the money into my backyard.
I'll take his BRF right on the front of it if he wants. I'll logo it up.
There you go.
Sticker on it.
Put a bird on it.
Oh gosh, dude! So we were watching comedy. I was telling you before we got on here, straight up, Jim Brewer and then Josh Blue, the cerebral palsy guy.
Have you ever seen Jim Brewer do his Metallica?
Yes,
that
so
is awesome. Or AC/DC.
Dude, like he used to be my favorite comedian. He just him and Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah,
those two guys like just got something out of me that I couldn't believe. But he disappeared forever, and then he just came back. And he's been stone cold funny, dude, since like
his wife got sick. She had cancer. She's still around, but I don't know if that's why he disappeared. But yeah, yep.
So, speaking of all this stuff,
be careful. You're
texting me here on the side.
I know. I was saying, be careful because I can see your window. I can't see what it says, but I don't want you to pop it up and throw it on the screen.
Yeah, and be like, hey, here's my side message.
Yeah.
Which happens a lot during this. So if I ever feel like I'm not here, it's because maybe I'm not. But, we're going to go back to talking about the crawling stuff because I do have questions about what I want to be inclusive on a little bit of the comp stuff we're doing because I want people to come for Badlands and for like I want to be like show up, dude. We're going to do some stuff.
Okay, so before you start,
I don't want to go there yet, but I just want a reminder of that. We need to get there.
We need to get there fast because it's 7:20 already.
Oh crap!
We've already done some time, my friend.
Points. This
FMS
was announced by Roc Hobby.
Roc Hobby, go.
It's FMS Roc Hobby. Same people that contact me. One of the most beautiful trucks I've ever received, but the capability is the same of all the other ones. So unless
if
you saw the video that I did, like that's what it's for. Like just making stuff that is nostalgic and looks super cool. Part of my noob would look awesome on his course. I know he has one, but that kind of stuff with it, just beautiful. Really slow, really, really, really slow for what it is. But it got over stuff like I would like to almost take this and put it onto a TRX-4M, but that's another story. Absolutely
Blasphemy.
beautiful.
It looks great.
Truck. And they knocked it out of the park with the non-Ford that they build here.
Yeah.
So that, and we already talked about the Smasher. So those are my two main things.
You should cut it apart and make a mud truck out of it.
Dude. There's so many things I want to do with just the body of this because it's
wow.
There's one that's right
that's
here.
That's a sound clip right there. Yes.
It was it?
Yeah, it was.
What's our time marking here?
7
hour and 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's one that the kids always talk about. That's a red one that's always parked behind a shop up here in Michigan. They're like, why does that thing just sit there all the time?
Yeah.
It makes me want to buy it now and do something with it. But yeah, it's super, super nice. They killed it with the detail. That's what I got. What do you got?
So the SCX6 has landed.
Yes, it's landed today.
Yesterday. I've just been so busy. It's literally sitting in my office next to my desk, and
Did you at least unbrown box it, or is it still brown boxed? Still
brown boxed. Because I want to do a video about it, and I have a funny shtick that I want to do about it. I want to do as many puns as I can and have a "that's what she said" counter pop up every time I say something. Just staring the camera.
How big it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big. Those are large nuts. Stuff along that lines.
I don't even get the jokes because purity right here. Purity.
Yeah. Yeah. What comes from out here comes from here. So, no, I haven't even unbrown boxed it yet. It's killing me. It is killing me because it's just staring at me. Did I send you the pictures of my dog side-eyeing it?
Yes. Do you have a two eye colored dog?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. keeps everybody out because she doesn't bark really. She just stares. And so but she's so
Max
like,
Scherzer's them.
oh, dude, she's so happy to see the people though, but she'll like just sit there and look at them and like one eye's, yeah. And they're just like, is she okay? She
The
cool?
blue eye is like,
She cool? I know. She's like, they're like, is she cool? I'm like, she's cool. But so I got that. All the parts from
stuff in the mail.
dude, it's been good. I got all the stuff for Scale Metal Supplies to do all the builds. I just talked to him today about doing tabs. So be on the lookout, guys. You guys that are fabricators and want to do 6 scale stuff, there's 6 scale tabs that come in. So we're going to be using those on the Got Your 611 Charlie build. That'll be cool. What else?
Are we still hoping to do that at Badlands? Are you hoping to fly out with it? Okay.
I don't know if I might ship it.
We'll crowdfund something. Well, you'll fly out for it though.
If I can. Yeah, if I can. Yeah. I think it'd be cool. I'd like to.
If you flew into, we'll find out where you could fly in. That there's an RV pick you up on the way down.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the idea is that I would ship it to you first.
Okay.
Because
and I would destroy it, and then we would pretend I didn't. And put it back in the box. And
so
like,
okay, so I am super torn because I really want to unbox this and take it out for a run to get some baseline video on it, right? So but I'm torn because I feel like I shouldn't, but I feel like I should. Does that make sense?
Yeah, run it.
Yeah. Before I build it. Before I build it.
Say, like, this is worth more now because Pablo
touched it.
Yeah. Well, you touched it because you made it.
Thank you. Now. Thank you, David Ferris, for the build. Yes. So yeah, it's in the shop right now. So there will be a video coming very shortly of an unboxing. Maybe now as a run build a video. And now if Tony keeps on pushing me to do it, it would just be a light run, just to kind of like figure it out. I want to see how the suspension works so big and so heavy on the rear, and also so I can do the beam part. That part's going to be interesting. So yeah, so I think that'll be cool. The other thing is there's something new back there, new to me, but
somebody mentioned it earlier.
Not anyone has seen the wrap that's on it.
Oh, that is new.
It is pretty fresh. So that's gonna have some videos coming soon. I want to drive it so bad.
You're not gonna show the wrap right now?
No.
Really?
Sorry. Really. It's too hard to get up.
There's flames on it, everybody. There's stuff on it.
It's very apocalypto.
Oh, at EaseRC says, if you need anything for the SGX 6 build, let me know. He's got a little Trio connection.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned because I may or may not have some Trio stuff for my SGX 6 from him.
Oh, nice.
As well as for my LMT.
Nice. Very cool.
SGX 24s. So I kind of got the grab bag affected the last one.
Show us maybe I'll just hold off and just keep on going until it gets, until we like get all this like dough coming in. Thank you, David Ferris. He keeps on throwing down on it. Show us the wrap.
$1 to show us black market. And then David Ferris was like, I'll trump you. Bam.
I know. It's up there. You can see it.
Yeah, no. Indianapolis. It'd be easier for him to fly into Grand Rapids, and then I just drive him down. Indianapolis is beyond. It's past where we have to go to get to Badlands. Badlands is like just south of. So,
how far of a drive?
It would be easier if he was just like.
How far of a drive is it?
Oh, black market. You, David.
I'll show you. I'll show you. Black market's like, let me see what this trade was worth. Touche.
So
Thank you,
for the
guys.
Badlands, my questions were: yes, we're going to keep it simple. The classes are pretty much going to be brushed and brushless, and probably a 12 and under class.
Sure.
Is what I'm thinking. That's what we did at the Gauntlet. It worked well, and I'll be honest, it, well, so
spit it out, Tony.
Some of the upgrades people did that they came in with for it weren't worth the upgrades.
Oh yeah.
So it puts you into a position that's weird, but so it doesn't really matter how we divvy the classes up. We're just trying to keep it easy so you're in one or the other. Sure. And so it'll either be motor that puts you into a class or tire size that'll put you into a class, basically. I think those two things are going to be kind of...
I think tire size is going to be tough because
they're just ginormous tires. It puts you above the competition as far as clearance for things. On the courses that we'll be building there, it's a very big advantage. So, so yeah, I think tire size and motor, like those will be the two things we're looking at. Like if you're above a 56 millimeter tire, then you're kind of like at another level. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It isn't an advantage, but those are the two things we look at locally because they're distinct. We do chassis, motors, and tires. So those are the three things. If it's upgraded chassis, you're class 3. If it's upgraded to brushless, you're class 3. And if it's above this tire size, you're class 3. I'm not bent on doing the chassis thing a whole lot, but for me, like tires and motors are a huge thing that sets you apart. So as far as clearance and being able to get over different things there. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Crow below. Sorry, he's asking questions about the body for the SCX6. So we're planning on the K10 body. I'm going to do a half cab on it.
The K10 that Harley and Scale Builders Guild hate, right?
The cab is not hideous, David Ferris. The cab, if I cut the fender, the bed off, it's going to be a sweet cab, I think. I think the bed proportions are odd, but that's why it's going to be a pre-runner in the back. What do you think? Anyone? Bueller?
You don't think the stickers are the bad part?
Maybe.
I feel like you should at least give like a corner sneak of your truck. At least the flame part that I already gave away. But don't show it all.
There you go.
Or cut off. Jacob, can you believe that?
How's that? Oh, I got more. Oh, wait, there's more. There. I want my money back, he says. Woo! He said.
Talk about pay to play right there.
I know, but I want the Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, so there. See, there's some right there. A little bit of that.
It's very
little bit of this
international flair. Oh, I don't even know what that means. You pro-lined up your Traxxas? That seems weird.
All right.
Do
you really want me to get it?
Huh? Well, I'd just show a little corner of it. I wouldn't say the whole thing.
Well, how am I supposed to not show it? Are you going to
show like the front clip?
Are you going to kill my video as I get up there then?
Yeah.
All right. I'll get there. You're not. You lie.
I'm trying to do it right now.
Right.
Hey, what's going on, guys? As soon as he takes off his headphones, we're going to clip back to him full screen for a minute. and just show what he's doing over there and see what's going on in the background. Because I think he's pretty much going to show us the whole thing. Oh, and he can see us. Very much. I envision like a canvas type. It's not even a sweater. Something we used to like in middle school. We'd all get those like Mexican canvas style things that we'd wear. Hey,
what are you talking about?
Those like coffee sack type canvas shirts we used to all wear with the hoodies and the patterns.
What are you talking about?
Well, we used to wear in like middle
poncho?
school. That was but it was like very Mexican themed.
The serape poncho?
Yeah, serape, that was it. Poncho hoodie.
Yeah.
That's what he
it would have been awkward if I didn't have pants. If I was just in my luchador costume.
Yes.
My pajamas.
You see your hood hanging off the back of your shirt. He came dressed to wrestle. All right. So let's show a little front clip-ish.
Let's see if I can get it in the shot here.
Just the front clip. We kind of teased it. Oh, it's really hot, though. I've seen the pictures. Sometimes when you're a man, you wear stretchy pants in your room. It's for fun.
Is that enough?
Oh, no. You need a little.
But it's so heavy.
Heavy. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. I see the flames. Those are kind of like, ooh. I can see your logo. It's kind of etched in stone. I want to go too much. Oh, too much. He went too much. I could have gone full screen on you. Oops. Did I do that?
Eddie's goes, that's hot.
Yeah.
Just the clip. Just the clip.
Just the clip. Just the tip.
Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's pretty sweet, man. I dig it. But okay, so I really want to go out and take video and drive it, but
like a drug rug.
But I really want to do the drywall tape underneath it first, because these bodies kind of get hammered. So yeah. I'm torn. Like, do I do it, or do I just let it ride how it is and then do another body? The thing is, dude, okay, so bodies are getting kind of ridiculous. So like the body for this, just a clear body, $100. More than that, 115
you can
bucks.
Get this whole truck and body for $134, $39.
Ooh, black market. Shots fired. He's like, learn how to drive. Thanks a lot. I know. Copeland is saying, worth the time to brace the body. Yeah. I'm not.
What do they break a lot? The bodies on them?
Yeah.
Well, oh, really? The back end of it? Well, don't they sell that mount for the back end?
They're just heavy bodies or heavy trucks. So like I guess you can't really see here, but this is like
all cracked.
Got cracks all the way through it. And I mean, it's a heavy truck. It's heavy.
Well, you almost had me wanting one, and then you told me about that.
Well, I mean, you can get the tough body too. Like you could get the Proline tough body, which is, I think it's fine, and then just wrap it. But yeah, he says you can get a slash kit for $200.
How much is a body for that?
A little over $100.
Did you buy that body for it separate and then wrap it?
No, it came with it. It's a great deal. A great deal. I painted
like little puppy.
So that was the other thing I wanted to do. We talked about before I raced to take off the Kingsling body, because for people who don't know, that Kingsling body is the OG that Dennis Anderson drove Kingsling body on my Kingsling.
And Race Anderson to be there.
Technically, yeah, yep, yeah, yeah, exactly. Black market, especially, yeah.
You'll be saying Race one day, I'm sure.
Yeah, yep. So I wanted to take that body off, but I didn't have time to find a body that fit. And then the Kingsling body is like, I think that was over $100 just for the body.
Yeah, they're
clear.
expensive.
Yeah, just for clear. And I mean, that's just what it is.
Clear one. I get the wrapped one or the pre-painted one. If I were to get a new one,
I would buy a clear one.
And you paint it yourself to be Kingsling, or you do something else?
No, I do something else.
Really?
You can tell what. Well, you could tell what body.
You look at the truck and you're like, "Oh, that's a Kingsling that somebody painted as something else."
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd say the whole time.
And it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Not as cool, but it's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Maybe.
Yeah. No,
it could 100%. Suck though, because I mean the Kingsling's got a pretty cool wrap on it. It's got the right colors. It's got skulls. Yeah. Green, yellow, black, white. It's tough to beat.
This has skulls and flames and green.
Yeah,
yellow.
But I mean that if it was wrapped on the same Kingsling body next to the Kingsling. I mean, I've seen that wrap, and it's good.
It's good.
But it ain't Kingsling great, but it's good.
It's cool. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we'll see.
For the Kingsling body. I mean, no, I'm just kidding, man.
I'd paint it purple.
See? Now we're talking.
See?
Now we're talking.
Get the stickers on it.
I have the purple Kingsling body.
I know you do.
SMP10. Mm-hmm. That's still in a box.
So what I would do is I would paint it that color shift purple with the See? I can get you the purple. Yeah, see?
I like purple.
Wouldn't that be sick? Imagine this.
Hey, I notice you're matching me in the purple. It's taking me an hour and 20 minutes to realize that we have the same purple background, but
imagine a sweet carbon chassis with purple Kingsling body, black wheels. Ooh, that is
black
hot.
And chrome.
Some T-reel purple axles. Too much?
Too much.
Too much.
leave your axles black, people. Don't need to be coloring the axles.
Kind of weird. Horns white.
Your purple axles are weird.
I saw a guy that had it out there, and it actually looked pretty cool.
I don't agree with you.
Well, you're wrong. So
I'm always right.
You know what else happened?
He lost because of purple axles.
No. He asked me to borrow a Red Ryder, and he said, I'm going to shoot Tony in the junk with BB gun. Gotcha.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It's not the end yet.
You don't know if I hit the button.
I mean, you can change the colors of the chassis. I'm cool with that. But people drive black axles, yo. Like certain things you don't change the color of.
The chrome ones look pretty good.
The RC companies do. They do. They just change the colors of them. They're like, you know who's gonna buy this? People that watch the Joker movie. They're just gonna eat this up and they're gonna buy these purple axles because they love it. And it's gonna be Joker themed, and they're gonna have a Joker paint job. And
I think it's gonna be a Bernie one. You would do a Teletubbies one. You'd be like, hey.
Oh, the hatred spewed out of your mouth.
The poop out your mouth.
The poop. Why, Ron Burgundy? Why? This is my next.
There you go. Very nice.
It has brass axles, which are not purple, but they're still not black, which still bothers me. But
those are
nobody wanted the brass ones. After everybody wanted the brass ones, they were like, "Oh, can we buy those?" Nope, they're special for just me and my 10 friends. And they're like, well, we want them. And then I had them made, and everyone's like, we're just gonna buy the black ones.
Are those non-functional two-wheel drive? Is that a crawler? Because there's no gears in that one.
There's nothing in this.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is
The
it
gears are sitting right here in this bag. Now they're magnetized to the top. I took them off so the body would fit on there better. But thanks. I was waiting for my axles to show up because I have a truck that I bought that I was going to use for it. I'm like, why would I totally kill a truck just to take? All I really need is the bearings out of it. I've got drive shafts. I've got diff gears, worm gears. I've got everything except the bearings for this. Why would I totally what's the cannibalize? That's the word I was looking for. A truck just to get the bearings. A brand new truck.
New goal for me. New goal. So that's exactly what on that point. That's exactly what I decided. So now, like my goal at the end of summer was to attain a UDR, and it came early. So now my new goal. Wow, look at you just throwing stuff all over the place. So disrespectful.
Got it.
So my new goal is just to get my power and servo game set up. I want 4 ESCs and motor setups, like different, but like nice ones, and 4 servo setups for my crawlers. And I want 4 for my race cars. And that way I can just sample through and change the different cars and stuff.
That's a pain in the butt. But
I know. I like what Crobolo says. He says
code chassis that just all it really needs right now are bearings. And to take this truck right here that I bought to build this and only take it apart for bearings seemed like a shame. So I bought just the axles online, and they're here now, so I can finish the build. The axles came in the mail.
So Crobolo says, he says, there's a fine line between beautiful purple and Joker purple. It's a dangerous game. It's true. It's true.
I'm just messing. But I do know that a lot of Joker people do like the purple green theme, which is kind of half the joke. But yeah. But it could be a mockumentary.
He sells bearing kits for
yes, and they are taking for freaking ever to get more in. I've had them on order for weeks. Same with the toolkits and many other things that are just I don't know what they're doing. They have my money. It's a scary game where you just pay up front and you hope that one day they will ship something to you. Speaking of, I was going to mention this earlier. Gammy RC, Gamy.
Is it like a meat?
Gammy meat? Gammy? I've always heard Gammy RC.
It's like when people call me Pablo. It's like, well, I'll take it. It's, I mean, it's okay. There. Yeah. Well, it's typically the people that have the accent. They call me Pablo, like Texan and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I'll allow it.
So Gammy RC sent me something new of his that he's designed. He makes chassis. He may or may not have known he makes the Furatech chassis designs. And I've spoken with him in the past when they were designing the monster trucks about some design thoughts that I had on it. And I absolutely love his Scythe chassis. I run them in all the comp trucks I run pretty much. But he sent me a 10th scale steel chassis for...
I thought it was titanium or untitanium.
No, it's
vibranium.
Steel. It's vibranium for the Rift.
That's pretty sick.
It is sick.
Yeah.
Like the design on it. So just think Fat Girl, Tim Cameron, awesome front mounting, shock mounting options. Nailed it. Away today at powder coating. I met the powder coating guy today.
Nice.
He lives 5 minutes from me.
Yeah.
He built his own oven in his garage, like walk-in size
Wow.
baking oven. Like
Yeah.
it looks like the original Iron Man suit, but as like a square heater. And he's got his own sandblasting setup. I mean, just like wicked what he's built for himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he can do massive stuff. Like sitting when I went into his garage was a full scale bumper set that he powder coated, and it looked ridiculous.
Our powder coater has crazy ovens. You can literally fit. They're 24 feet long, 12
Holy
feet tall,
cow.
and dude, when I go there to drop stuff off in the summer, it's legit. Like on a 100-degree day, they have to shut it down because it's legit like 160 degrees in there. So hot. So hot. Ridiculous. Addie says, Ga mai?
Gami?
Ga mai?
Gama.
Are you saying Pam?
Remember,
Pam?
it's Pat
Pam?
from Saturday Night
Pam?
Live. It's Pat. Those were great.
Yeah. Gone are those days, Tony. Gone are those days.
Yeah, that doesn't fly anymore.
No.
And need a rift. I got a nice one for you. I've got a nice rift with Vidavon stuff to it. Now the only problem is I'm getting it murdered out in lime green, like Gravedigger chassis.
Purple axles?
Nope. The problem is they're silver. So now I want to take apart the axles and take them back to him and be like, hey, can you powder coat these black for me? Because I don't feel like the raw, like the polished aluminum is going to look good with the bright green. I'd rather have black.
That's crazy. That's cool. I like it. Well,
yeah,
I
he
think
built it in his garage. We got to wrap it up. It's 1:30.
I think we covered everything. The only thing we didn't cover is I've got a burning sensation, but maybe we'll leave that for next week.
What's the burning sensation?
You know what? Sometimes I get to the bathroom and it's.
Oh, no. I don't want to know this. Too many tacos.
Ooh,
Eddie's.
I know. I might need a rift for Axial Fest. Just saying.
Message me how much you want for it, Eddie.
You're already getting.
Then I wouldn't have to take apart the one I've got.
You're already getting the axles.
Apart.
Don't forget about your axles.
Axles?
Brass ring fab axles.
Oh, I am. I just kind of committed to that, didn't I? Is he messaging me? I have a message. But I really want those anyway.
Black Market said you could pay him more if you want. He said you could pay him more if you wanted to.
Ed Duchemin, he was just on some of the groups, dude. You should see the stuff he's building right now. 24 scale. Unbelievable.
Nice. Sun City says cranberry juice.
I don't even want to know.
Well, you know.
Jacob, I do have speed motors, by the way. I don't know what you were asking about them, but I do have some. So, anyway, let's wrap it up.
Yep. Until next time, I'll be reloading my BB gun to shoot you in the baby maker. Go back to your
Pine Trees, 8 p.m. this Thursday. There's a small amount.
You're gonna
only because people asked for them. My main goal was to run them myself and have them available in Grand Rapids, but there'll at least be one batch of them. So we'll see you guys.
You're pregnant. You're gonna go.
No, I'm not. It can't happen.